Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today because we're on the Huntington Beach Pier. It's absolutely just a beautiful morning, but we're going to cover that you can bet on anything, okay? And it is absolutely crazy. So before I get into it, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification. And today we have a sponsor, Dr. Gundry, and I'll talk about him a little later. First things first, today's the day of the big game, Super Bowl, okay? Now here's what's funny, guys. Do you know that in 1969, the NFL licensed the term Super Bowl? So in your advertising or a for-profit endeavor, like a restaurant, or advertising, hey, come and buy a TV set for the Super Bowl, you're not allowed to do that. Not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to say Super Bowl Sunday. You're not allowed to say Super Sunday. You can say things like the big game and big game. That's it. That's it. Because they protect their licensing. And if you do advertising, they want the fair market value for what you pay for a TV commercial, which this year is $7 million. Is that insane? $7 million to advertise on the Super Bowl. And let's face it, for those of us that aren't real big football fans, the biggest part of the Super Bowl is the commercials. And, what's funny is these used to be protected, and now they get leaked every year. So you get to see them in advance, and they're very easy to find on YouTube. And you want to see what Super Bowl commercials are coming out, you can watch them now without having to watch the game. So there's that. But the thing that floored me were two things. Number one, the gambling that is done. $23.1 billion will be bet from 68 million people and 68 million bets. So there are bets all over the place that you can place on Super Bowl Sunday on the game. But I have a friend of mine who is a real big gambler. And I don't mean the quantity, he just knows it and does it and is involved and lives in Las Vegas, so he's constantly gambling. And this is, Christmas Day and, the first day of school wrapped into one because he's got to get back to work after this. It's sad. It's a happy day and a sad day, all wrapped into one for these degenerate gamblers, okay? So with that being said, think about this. You can bet on everything. You can bet on who's going to score the first touchdown, how they're going to score the first touchdown. Will there be a field goal in the first quarter? Will there not be a field goal in the first quarter? I mean, it is crazy. Now, I was like, really, are there that many bets? He sent me from one of the casinos 16 pages of different bets. They're all different. You can bet individual performance of a player. Think about this. Like, will this guy get 92 yards rushing? Okay, you can bet on that. You can also bet if he's going to go above that, below it, and then you can parlay that where you can take that bet and combine it with another bet, and they both have to win for you to get paid, but your odds then jump if you bet those things, and it just gets crazy. So there are DraftKings and FanDuel and places like that you can bet online. They're not legal in all these different states, but they even have something to where you can pick six, and think about this. How six individual players are going to do in their performance, whether it's up or down, good, bad, whatever, you can bet on that and then combine it. And there's a $100,000 giveaway with one of these sites. Is that insane? And now, again, you'd have to really get lucky. You'd have to, it's like picking 6 horses in a day that are going to win. It's the mathematical likelihood, drops with every player that you add. But when you think about this, you can bet everything. Who's going to have more rushing yards? Is it going to be Mahomes or is it going to be Purdy? And again, simple little things like that. Oh, I think Mahomes is going to kill him today. I think Purdy's going to do it. There's that. Then you have who's going to score, how they're going to score. Will there be a safety in the game? And then I could go on for an hour about this. Again, there are 16 pages of things to bet on. You can also, you probably had one of these in office pool where they have 100 squares. You write numbers on the top and numbers on the side, and then you buy a square and then they randomly draw the numbers. Well, mathematically and randomly, you can do this now with AI to where you can bet those individually as if you're buying a square on a board against other people. Crazy, crazy numbers like this. Now, here's where it gets crazy, okay? You can bet on things you wouldn't even believe. Who's going to win the coin toss, okay? How about that? Will it be heads? Will it be tails? You can bet on that, okay? It's nuts. It's nuts. I mean, again, degenerate gambler. That's what the term is when you start to get to this stuff. Will Travis Kelce propose at the end of the game? Well, if they lose, he probably is going to be pretty upset. You can bet on that. You can actually bet on that. Will Taylor Swift announce her pregnancy at halftime at the 50-yard line when they win? Okay? Again, you can bet on that. That's how nuts this whole thing is. Now, you can also bet on, will they dump Gatorade on the winning coach? Will they get to do it? Will it hit him or not? What color is the Gatorade? I'm not kidding you guys. You can bet this stuff, and it gets crazy because will there be defensive touchdowns? Will you have a special team? Will a lineman score a touchdown? Will this guy who's never had a touchdown in his career grab a ball, pick up a fumble, and score? You can bet on that. So, again, it gets crazy. The thing that floored me, though, was the licensing with the NFL and what you can bet on and what you can say when it comes to the game and Super Bowl and advertising and things like that. But where I got a real kick out of this, and I thought it was hilarious, was the San Francisco Shop Owners Association is big on Instagram. So you would think that these guys would be there to protect each other for, let's promote each other's businesses, let's protect each other to spur safety. Well, here's what they're banking on this year. They posted signs that there's going to be violence and fires if San Francisco wins. Go team, go. Okay? So what do they want you to do in San Francisco? And this is where it gets funny. They want you to call the police. They want you to dial 911. If 911 isn't available, work with your other shops to prevent crime. Are you kidding me? Okay? So it gets nuts. Now, San Francisco is so convinced that they're going to win this game. Okay? That's, who knows? Okay? The point is that they're sealing off freeway off-ramps. They're sealing off trash bins because they don't want people to burn trash bins down, okay, and set them on fire, which I've never understood. Your team wins. Michigan won the national championship, so they riot and they lose their minds. But again, it is crazy that this is happening, and it's funny because you're seeing the lunacy of this in San Francisco, where you don't want police, but now you want the police because things may go crazy. So, gives you something to watch, gives you something to be entertained by, but are you going to bet? Are you going to go to a Super Bowl party? Are you going to participate in this? I get a kick out of this every year because I could care less about the game. The best thing about football ending is baseball's about to start. That's how guys like me feel about that. But I'm telling you, I was going to show all the different bets and stuff like that, but they came from a casino and it's got all the casino's monikers on there. But 16 pages of bets. Isn't that wild to think about? And you can bet $10, you can bet whatever you want, but it shows you how out of control this thing is. And I don't think that people are ready for that. Let's talk about our sponsor, Dr. Gundry. Dr. Gundry was overweight for decades. Could not lose weight, could not shed the pounds, and he kept trying to eat right, do a low-fat diet, low-carb diet, and even follow the ridiculous food pyramid, and could not shake the pounds. He then found out that it was all had to do with his gut health, and how if he protected his gut health and fixed his gut health, he would lose the weight. Well, it worked for him. So, as we get older, we think that fatigue and joint pain and a swollen gut is all part of the deal, even bad skin. No, you can do something about it. So check out his video, Gut Cleanse Protocol /Dan. Use the link below to check it out today and see what Dr. Gundry did. It's made a huge, huge difference on his health. He's kept the weight off for decades, but check it out today. Go to gutcleanseprotocol.com/Dan and see what the difference that he made in his life, and you can do it too. I'm going to end this video with some Super Bowl facts that are kind of interesting, and that is the first Super Bowl, the tickets were only $6 per person, and it was not a sellout, which is kind of funny. And the first two games were not called Super Bowl until 1969. And Phil Simms was the first person, Super Bowl 21, talking about, I'm going to Disney World, where he got paid $75,000 to say that. So again, I live here and I won't go to Disneyland, so good for you. The teams each get 108 footballs that are Super Bowl footballs that are handmade for the game. They have the team logos on it. And then there are 150 rings made each year for the teams. So you can give out and you can dole out the winning Super Bowl rings to the winning team. But again, kind of interesting facts. You know, I could go on for an hour. Take a look below. You can read all this stuff. But this is a day that's basically, people have said the Monday after Super Bowl should be a holiday because people drink so much and lose it. It's also the worst day for spousal abuse too. So you got that going for you too. So lunacy in San Francisco, where they're trying to say that they need to call the police and get ready if there's a problem. You know, Tom Brady won the most Super Bowls. What else? Anyways, you can take a look at all the stats down here. When I was a kid, the 1972 Miami Dolphins trained at a place called Prentice Park, which is where I've taken you guys there. It's a zoo now. And the Miami Dolphins went there, and as a kid, I didn't know who these big fat guys were, but it was fun. My dad took me down there and watched these guys throw the football around. So please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And what other Super Bowl stats do you guys like? But look at all the stuff below. And the bets. I mean, will you place a crazy bet? Now, the thing that floors me is that you can go online and bet with these online portals and never have to talk to a bookie, never have to do anything other than dealing with these online portals, which makes it way too easy, I think. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. You want to email me anything? hello@iallegedly.com. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.